family mode.
Alright guys, let me know you can hear me okay. And we can get started with this. If you saw the post that I just did inside this Skype groups, then you'll have a pretty good idea what we're going to cover today. This is really important stuff if you want to learn how to make money online. And basically what we're doing here is is a refresh. You're going to watch me build my business again from scratch in a slightly different niche within the internet marketing niche. Okay, and last week's webinar for Traffic Infinity was leading into this week's webinar, which leads into the Project 66 course. It was kind of deliberately mapped out that way so that I could build up momentum for myself to make things happen and to map it out really when I'm prepping for these webinars. So this is actually very important for people who want to make money online. I'm going to show you how we do it as product creators, as list builders, and I want to show you in real time how we make money online, okay, from having an email list. Hopefully that will encourage you, will inspire you to be able to go and build a list, and you will see the real value in having a list in real time, okay. Now the first time I did any products, excuse me, I hadn't been building lists. I hadn't been monetizing lists. I did have a big email list for recruitment company that I had before I got into internet marketing, and it was quite a significant size. I think it was around about 10 or 12,000 or something like that. I didn't really use it. I didn't know how to use it, and that there shows you an opportunity how we can go and make money online, because there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to build, don't know how to monetize a list, don't know how to manage an email list, who are not internet marketers, okay? But the first time I did a product, it was called WordPress SEO Blueprint. We sold a few hundred copies, and I kind of lucked out a little bit. I got lucky. I got that product as a bonus on another guy's product that turned out to be WSO of the day, and because my product was there, it built my list a little bit more by a few hundred more people. And I'll come back to you in a second, Brent. Okay. From there, what I did, I sent my first email to that list, I think probably about 2 months later, and I was really shocked, because when I sent that first email, I made something like $450 in that day, and I was really shocked. I thought, wow, that's so easy. That's such an easy way to make money. So I sent another email a few days later, and it was for SEO hosting. There was some deal that was going on with an SEO hosting company. I made $1,500. I never got the money for it. They kind of screwed me, but again, it was a big wake-up call. So I want to teach you the value of having an email list. That's the main purpose, because that's where we can monetize the easiest as well, okay? Let's get back to you, Brandon. You should have in the members area, or from the tab inside Traffic Infinity, there should be a link there to that webinar. If that webinar is not there, then I will get it put in there at the end of this webinar, okay? It should be there. It's been put on YouTube, etc., so no reason it shouldn't be there. Usually when I put it on YouTube, the first thing I do is give it to one of the assistants to put it into the members area, so I'll check that for you after, okay? So last week's webinar, we talked about thematic funnels. Not last week, the week before, I think it was, because I was away last week. My daughter is here, and she's gone away for 4 days so I can get back to work again. The last webinar that we did was about thematic funnels, okay? And thematic funnels I'm going to explain to you again today, just a brief overview. Okay, and another thing that I started to do now, so that I can speed up the process of getting the content back out to you from the replays, instead of using bullet points, what I'm doing is I'm writing it out like a blog post, so that I've actually got the blog post already created, where I just need to put the webinar replay onto WordPress, etc. Okay, at the same time I can talk through it because I know what's there. Okay, and then everything's fresh in my mind because I wrote it like 1 hour or 2 hours ago. Anyway. So as I mentioned, this is leading into Project 66. So last week we did thematic funnels. This week I want to talk about doing tripwire funnels and how we can integrate, okay? I've created something that I'm going to call the Trinity funnel, okay? I'm great at creating these sort of new style strategies. That's basically what I do best. So hopefully you will get some value from that, and I will teach you exactly how to do that as well in this webinar. It's very, very simple. You just need one principle, and I will come to that. Okay, so last week the thematic funnels, it was a 4-step giveaway funnel. I gave the example of creating something called the 5-minute traffic makeover, where I would create 4 videos. Okay, the first video would be actually on the landing page where I'm driving the traffic to, so they can see the quality of the training they would get. Okay, with a short video, not longer than 5 minutes each video. Okay, when they click on the submit button to opt in, immediately they are redirected. Even before they do the confirmation email, immediately they are redirected to a thank you page, which will have video 2. Video 2 will be asking for a social share, or we can put it behind a social locker. Okay, and we tell them on that page that they need to go and check the email and confirm the email to go and get video 3. Plus we will give them a tool at that point, okay, so that we make sure they go and confirm the email. And then when they go to confirm the email, they get taken to a landing page. It will have all the videos, okay, all the videos, plus we will tell them in video 3, on the page for video 3, we will tell them there's a free tool. If an extra free tool, something of high value, it could be a Chrome extension, could be a WordPress plugin, just to make sure that they send a reply to get the free tool. They need to send a reply. That will whitelist your email on that email list, okay, for all of the people that will send a reply. So by that time, the strategy behind this is that we're building trust, we're over-delivering, we're white labeling our email for the purpose of email marketing, okay? We're building authority with the quality of the training. They won't forget you because they've already had 4 instances in 4 different places of your training, okay? And then what we want to do from that point forward is we want to take them into a tripwire funnel, okay? So what is a tripwire funnel? Basically, what it is we give a low cost or a free offer like we have with the thematic funnel, okay? And when they sign up for that, when they go to a landing page, which would be video 4 at that point, okay, we will have a video there and we will have our first monetizing offer, okay? Now, people that do this really, really well are people like digital marketer Ryan Dice, Perry Belcher, for example. Ben Adkins is very, very good at this as well. And how it works normally, let me just open one here. I've got a link here for the beginning of a tripwire funnel from digital marketer, which is Ryan Dice and Perry Belcher. Okay, you can see here. He's giving away some cheat sheets for $1, basically. Okay, when they buy that, there's another offer behind it. It's not an expensive offer, something like $7 or something like that. He's bringing them into a funnel where he increases the price as he increases the value of what he's giving them, okay? Ben Adkins does this really, really well. So by the time they get into that page with the offer there, what happens is he will remind them what they've already got. He will reinforce the value of what he's already given them, whether it's been low-cost offer or a free offer. And he will then say, but you can get even better value, even quicker results, or whatever the goal may be for whatever the offer is, like build your list faster, get more traffic, whatever it might be. And he will emphasize what they've already got and what they could have if they spend just a few dollars. It could be that first offer could be anything between $7 and $27, okay? And then he does exactly the same thing again for the next offer, and he takes them up to about $97, okay? And if you want to take it further from then you get into sort of anything between $197 to $497 kind of offer, or some kind of monthly recurring, and that is what they call a tripwire funnel. Okay, and there's guys that have been doing this successfully for a long time, so we don't really need to reinvent the wheel here, but we can put our own angles on it. We can put more value on it. We can do things that will increase that conversion. Okay, and that is a goal. We need to increase the conversion so that we can get the maximum amount of people coming into a list first of all, and then paying for any advertising that we may be doing with the tripwire funnel. Okay, and hopefully you'll have a few people as well that are buying higher ticket items so that we can make a profit. Okay, and those people we can put them all in different lists, so they come in to one list. We can automate it. If they purchase that first paid offer, that they will get moved on to another list, and if they purchase the next offer, they get moved on to another list, etc. We can do all that kind of stuff with the basic autoresponders like Aweber and GetResponse, etc. Okay, and it's very, very simple, very, very easy to do. That way you can streamline your marketing, who you're targeting with your email marketing as well, and that can give you higher conversions and allow you to really target the people who are your best customers as well. Okay, right, let's see. Get any questions before I go further? Yarden, yes, there will be a replay. We always do replays, and they always appear on the blog as well as inside the member area. Okay, so last week was kind of a build-up to get into the Project 66, and what I mentioned is I'm refreshing my business. I'm refreshing my audience. My audience right now is all about SEO. It's all about video marketing. Okay, if I get a great offer I want to promote, something that I would buy myself to enhance my business as a product creator, as a list builder, as somebody who's making money within the internet marketing niche, I don't get very, very good conversions because SEO guys don't really go in for that kind of stuff. They're more interested in backlinking strategies or the latest greatest tactic to manipulate Google to get higher rankings, etc. And I've been trying to move in a slightly different direction while still keeping the SEO things going, because at the end of the day we want to get traffic. Okay, and to get traffic we need to be doing things like SEO, we need to be doing things like paid advertising, social media marketing, forum marketing, whatever it might be to get that traffic. We don't have to stick with just one thing. Okay, Google is very, very unreliable long term because it changes things so often. Okay, unless you are willing to go in for the sort of higher value content every single time that you try to get rankings. Okay, if you're looking just to do tactics and backlink strategies and the content's not that great, then it's not going to work for you long term anyway. But we need to be able to diversify where we get traffic from, and traffic is available everywhere, and traffic is actually very, very low cost. It's not expensive, and it's very, very cheap to get targeted traffic these days, so there's no reason why we cannot go and make more money. So this is a major thing that I've been trying to get around to doing for a while, and at the end of the day it's just a decision to make it happen, and I'm hoping that by the end of this webinar that you will make a decision to follow along with us as well. Now, as Traffic Infinity customers, anybody who's watching this webinar, actually, I'm going to give you access to the first 2 webinars for Project 66, which starts tomorrow. And it's a kind of an odd name. Why is it called Project 66? Simple answer is it takes 66 days to form a habit for a lifetime. Okay, 66 days, scientific fact. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one thing every single day moving towards our goal. Okay, our goal is going to be monetizing and building a business in the internet marketing niche. That's what my goal is, and you can replicate this probably in most niches. I won't say every single niche because you might have something really obscure that I'm not aware of, and I don't want to trip myself up. So probably in just about every popular niche you could copy this exact formula that I'm going to teach you. Okay, the first 2 webinars are free, then we go into premium content. By that time, you will have seen money being made by that time by webinar 2, which will be next week for the Project 66. But that's why the name takes 66 days to form a habit. So we're going to do one thing a day moving forward to make an online business. And the goal is going from 0 to 5 figures per month within 12 weeks. Okay? It's pretty cool. And it will happen. It will definitely happen. I've never been so sure about anything in my life. You know why? Because I've done it before. I know the formula, how to do it. It's not something that is new to me. It's not something that scares me. And that should be good for you, because if I've got such belief and such experience, then you can learn from that and you can get a shortcut. Now, when I first started doing online marketing, I did it to make money. I didn't do it to get rankings in Google. I wanted to get traffic that I could convert so that I could make money. Okay, that's why I got into internet marketing. Probably all of you did the same thing as well. So this is geared towards getting back to basics, making money, building lists, building a long-term business that you can monetize into a 5-figure per month business within 12 weeks. Okay, whether that happens or not is really entirely up to you. I can guarantee you that I will make it happen for me live in this case study that I'm starting to do. Okay, so this is really important that you make a decision. If you really want to make money online, follow this, and you can, just as simple as making a decision, focus, take the steps needed and make it happen. Okay, now every day I do 17-kilometer bicycle run, sometimes 2 times a day. It takes 2 hours of time to do that bicycle run. We can do it a lot faster, but we feed a lot of stray dogs on the way back. We go there really fast on the way up, and on the way back we're quite slow. We're feeding a lot of dogs. We've got about 10 to 12 kilos of dog food in rucksacks on our back. We're going up and down hills. I can make that happen at the same time as I can run a business. Okay. At the same time, I've got 3 other live case studies happening right now with weekly webinars. We've got one restarted for niche ripping, the Traffic Infinity social growth one we will pick up again next week, going back into the social growth stuff, plus there will be Project 66. Okay, that's 3 live case studies, plus 2 to 4 hours a day on a bicycle, and plus I'm going to build this up. I'm going to refresh my business. If I can do it, then you can do it as well. There's no excuse. You can make this happen. Okay. Now, if you look at what's in front of you right now, you can see this offer from Digital Marketer. Remember what we were talking about, the mini scraping. Okay. It's there on a plate for you with this just $1 offer. I haven't got an affiliate link here or anything like that, but I can give you the link that I clicked through. It came from a push notification. Okay. What's good about this? He's got all kinds of plans and cheat sheets, which you can easily turn into some kind of different format. You can do a content upgrade, and you've got a whole bunch of stuff in here already done for you by people who really do know what they're talking about. Okay, and you can get access to all that for $1. There's no excuse for not being able to create content or to be able to take the steps needed. It's already there. You don't have to create it yourself. It's there. If you just look for it, it's right in front of you. It's right in front of your nose. It's just there. I mean, nothing is too difficult. If you've got a will, you will find a way. Okay, and we can do this using other people's content and then sort of morph it into our own stuff so that we can build trust and authority. So this guy's given for $1 a whole bunch of cheat sheets and stuff for internet marketers. Perfect. Turn it into a Chrome extension, make a WordPress plugin, $200 or whatever it might be. Create some infographics or whatever it might be. Take a different format from what he's got here, put your own sort of actionable tips to it, and you've made unique content from their hard work and their experience as well. There's no reason why anybody cannot do this. Okay, and if you want to do a different niche, have a look at how these people are doing it, map it out for yourself within the niche that you want to work with, and you can make it happen. Okay, there's nothing hard here. It's just a decision to make it happen. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to give you this document where it's written like a blog post, as I mentioned. I'm talking for it anyway. I've already gone through probably about a third of it so far, but you can access this and it will be on the blog later. So if I do it in this format, then I can just simply put it into a blog post really quickly after I've rendered the replay video. which makes things a lot faster to get into your hands as well. So if you want to watch it again and take advantage of things that we're doing here, then I will have it on the blog post, and we will do some mind maps and stuff in the blog post as well. Okay, so that's got a higher value for you, for you as well. Excuse me. Right, okay, so thematic funnels, we kind of figured out last week a new way of doing this, and that's pretty cool, but we need to take it further. We need to be making money, yeah? So this is a good way for building trust, building the authority, for getting people familiar with you. By the time you send them an email, they already know who you are. They're unlikely to forget you too quickly, because they have 4 instances in 4 different places where you have provided value. Okay, so you've built authority, you've built trust, you've got them to white label your email, and that's great, but we need to go and make money. So we need to get into things that are going to make us money, and that's going to be the tripwire funnel. Okay, so what I've done is I've created what I call the Trinity funnel. Okay, and that basically is the thematic funnel. We're going to be using mini scraping. If you watched the previous webinars, you will know all about mini scraping. If you're not familiar with that, it's basically taking other people's epic kind of content where they have done a lot of research and they've got data, or they've got statistics for case studies, and they've done all that hard work, and they've wrote those really long blog posts that nobody could ever read. They're almost like a book, some of them. Okay, and we go through it and we take the actionable tips, and we add our own actionable tips, and we turn it into a tool like a Chrome extension. Okay, you can see how I've done that here. Okay, I'll show you a couple of Chrome extensions that I've got, and these work really, really well if you promote them. Okay, you have to promote them to make it work. Okay, you can see here the format that we got, and it's pretty simple stuff. Okay, and you can get these done on Fiverr.com. There's guys there that create Chrome extensions. I paid $50 on average. I think one of them I paid about $70. And basically what I've done is I've taken other people's content. This was a blog post from Kim Roach. She had done a really epic blog post for where you can get guest posts for different niches, for marketing niche, for different niches. And I basically took that list from the marketing niche, gave it to the guy that creates the Chrome extensions for me, and here we go. $50. I've got something I can build a significant list with. Okay, same thing here, blog promotion checklist. This is more or less my own stuff that I've sort of been mapping out anyway. I always keep a little Google Doc or Google Sheet somewhere that I just put down lists of things that so that I don't forget, resources and things like that. So this is a blog promotion checklist. They are perceived high value. Okay, so to be able to do this is really, really simple. If you go looking for really sort of epic kind of content that is very, very popular, it's going to be high ranking content as well, because of the amount of shares it gets. You can find it on BuzzSumo, you can find it on Google, you can find it just by knowing who the influencers are within your niche. You can take their content, you can abbreviate their content into actionable tips, you can put it in a format like that where it's got high perceived value, and you can start building a list. Okay, how long does it take? Sometimes minutes, because sometimes they will give you sort of checkbox lists, not checkbox, they will give you bullet point lists, and you can just simply swipe that, as I showed you in the last webinar, where we can put our own actionable tips underneath it. It takes minutes. Give it to somebody to put it in the format, like a content upgrade as we call it. So you'd have a blog post. The content upgrade might be something like an infographic that goes with the blog post, or it might be a PDF that you can download of that blog post, etc. That's called a content upgrade. Okay, it could be a video like I'm talking through what will be a blog post here. Okay, that is a content upgrade. Just something of higher value, something that people can refer to later, etc. And checklists are the best ones to use. People love them. Okay, you abbreviate that epic content into a format that people can find more useful than sitting reading through all that long epic blog post. And we can take advantage of other people's work by doing that. Okay, really simple stuff. We don't even have to create a lot of content ourselves. Okay, that's what mini scraping is. And then we're going to combine that with the tripwire stuff. Okay, really, really simple. So we've got tripwire. I've explained what that is. We've got thematic funnels. You know what that is. Mini scraping, I've just explained to you. And then we need to start thinking about the traffic. Okay, really, really easy to get traffic these days, as I mentioned. It's not hard to do. There's multiple ways you can get it at zero cost. There's multiple ways that you can get it by paying not a lot of money. Okay, there's specific things we can do to make sure that the costs are down if you're using paid traffic. And paid traffic doesn't always have to be PPC or Facebook ads or YouTube ads. You can get paid traffic from putting a classified ad in the Warrior forum. You can put some paid thread on Black Hat forums if you want, or all kinds of marketing forums that exist. And you can get paid traffic from sites like buysell-ads.com. You can buy ads for as little as $50 and get a lot of traffic from it. Okay, traffic is easy to get. Targeted traffic is what we want. So we need to make sure we've got something high value to be able to ensure that we get those conversions. Another way to get free traffic is guest blogging. Write a guest blog for somebody. Or what you can do is take that original content, that epic content that you mini script, and you put in a content upgrade, whether it's a Chrome extension, a WordPress plugin that cost a couple $100, or you created some kind of tool or whatever it might be, and you can offer that back to the original content creator saying, "Look, I loved your blog post so much. I abbreviated and put it into a tool with a progress bar on this Chrome extension. Please would you share it with your audience?" Do you think he would say yeah? Most of the time, I would imagine he will say yeah. Okay, and that will bring a lot of traffic. You can go and do guest blogging with that and just do your own sort of variation of that epic content. You don't even need to make it that big. Guest blogging can bring in thousands and thousands and thousands of visitors, which in turn can build very big email lists very, very fast. Okay. People don't like doing guest blogs. They'd rather put the best content on their own blog. But you will see the top influencers will do that because it's part of getting that, refreshing that audience, getting that new audience coming in, keeping that list building all the time. Okay, it's very, very important. People like Ryan Stewart, the guy that does WordPress, I mean, he does some great guest blogging stuff that I often used to look at it and think, why didn't you put that in your own blog? He addressed that, funnily enough, a little bit later, and he said, "Do you think I enjoy doing this kind of thing?" I really don't, but it's a necessity because it brings in new audience into what I'm doing. Okay, and this is really why people do that. It's not hard to do, and there's a whole bunch of places. If you download that Chrome extension, you can find exactly where you can do guest blogging, and it works. Okay, people like Kim Roach, for example. If you click on the link where it says website on that Chrome extension, it will take you to that exact blog post where she's got a whole list of places in different niches that accept guest blogs. Okay, but also follow her and what she's doing. She is always testing ways of getting traffic. It's not a question, can she get traffic? It's a question of which way is the best way to get traffic. Okay, traffic is not hard. Okay, so once you can get around any sort of fears that you got for trying something that might be new or trying something that might be paid, you know, you can be doing this kind of stuff as well. Okay, it's really, really easy. It's not that hard. Okay, how can we get traffic? I've listed a few things here. We can use Traffic Infinity. Okay, we can be using the RSS feeds and posting into social media, and you can be using other people's or similar kind of content providers or bloggers or product creators or whoever it might be. You can be doing it all with Traffic Infinity as well. Okay, that's one way we can do it. Video syndication is huge, absolutely huge. I mean, it works so well. You can use tools like My Video Send Alpha, or you can go to Fiverr and get a Fiverr gig for $5 that posts into 40 video sites. Okay, and do you get traffic from it? Yeah, you do get traffic. Especially if you do some basic SEO. I mean, if you got your original video on YouTube and you get 40 referring domains coming from a Fiverr gig, for example, that's 40 referring domains. So it's probably likely to put you quite high up in the rankings, and then we can do some basic stuff from there just to get the video ranking. That is not hard to do, okay? Video syndication is huge, especially when we're using social traffic, okay? Forum traffic is perfect. Forum traffic is still, it always has been and still is, and probably always will be, one of the best forms of traffic you can ever get. Why? It's highly targeted, huge as far as the amount of traffic you can get. When you look at the sizes of some forums, especially in the internet marketing niche, I mean, they're massive. They're absolutely massive, okay? It costs very, very little to be able to put content on there. You can even do it for free. You can just create a thread on Warrior Forum, teaching something and giving something away, and you will be list building within an hour, okay? You can do a WSO, or you can do a classified ad. You've got targeted traffic there. How much does it cost to do a WSO these days? I haven't done it for a while, but it used to be something like $20, okay? You can put it on JVZoo. Maybe you'll pick up some affiliates as people start making sales, okay? The strategies that we will cover for that to make sure we get affiliates when we get into the Project66 sort of premium stuff as well. You might see some of that on webinar 2 when I do that. That's the next webinar after tomorrow's, okay? Social media traffic, okay? As long as you've got targeted lists, as long as you can build an audience, and most people have some kind of an audience there. Groups, you've got in Facebook groups, you've got Google Plus communities, okay? You can have a lot of traffic from places like Twitter. Quora, is it social media? I don't even know, but massive traffic. There's things we can do in Quora that will guarantee we get traffic really fast, okay? And you put all that stuff together, and how much have we spent so far if we were doing this as a project? How much would we have spent so far? Maybe $5 for 5 gig. If you've already got Traffic Infinity, which most of you have, you know, you've got those campaigns. Forum traffic, maybe 20, 30, 40 bucks, okay? Social media traffic, you can even buy other people's social media traffic. It's all possible. You haven't spent a lot of money, but you'd be list building by now. As long as you've got that original funnel set up, then everything is there, okay? Everything is there. It's just making sure that you do it properly, okay? Then we can go into things like the Facebook ads, YouTube ads, buysellads.com, create blog posts where we can ask for links for the people that we sort of mini script, the people we took their content and did the content upgrade. So all of that stuff is really easy. There is nothing hard. Even if you don't know how to do the ad stuff, there's people on Fiverr that will do it really, really cheap for you, okay? And there's no reason why you cannot do it. All right, so traffic is not hard. Creating offers is not hard. Using other people's content, you can even create good enough content or good enough offers that you can build a list, quite significant list, very, very quickly, okay? I think I showed you last week the YouTube SEO checklist where it's got something like 2,300 downloads. Now, there was probably about at least 1,000 downloads before I put it into the Chrome store, and where you can download for free in the Chrome store. The reason I did it in the end was because we were getting so many support tickets, like how do I add this into Google Chrome? I thought, screw it, let's just put it in the Chrome store. I don't need to go through that again, but I can still put a squeeze page that will get the email before I redirect them over there, and that was a perfect solution. So I don't know how many people actually downloaded it, but I've built quite a significant list from doing that, okay? $50 it cost me, and it was very, very simple. In the internet marketing niche, what else you can do? You can go on people's thank you pages. This is a great way to do it, and this has worked for me really, really well. And if you're worried about that people might not sort of reply to you or respond to you, don't be. If you see a launch coming up that you know is going to be quite a big launch coming from a vendor from JVZoo, for example, who's pretty well known, if you go and create something of high value that will be a good addition to what they are doing with their product, a lot of the time those guys will say, yeah, give it to me, because it's enhancing their product. It makes them look good, okay? If somebody did that with me, I would say, yeah. As long as it's good quality, I would say, yeah. And I've done this before several times, sometimes because I know the vendor, sometimes because I know that product creator. But the first time I did it, I didn't know the guy. and he was creating something that was a software that posted documents into doc sites like Scribed and those kind of sites, DocStock, etc. And what I did was I created a strategy with mind maps and all that kind of stuff. And I said to him, look, I created this for your product. Would you mind to put it on your thank you page? What do you think of this? Can I improve it? Do you want me to add anything else? I got it on his thank you page, and I got a few hundred people on my list. Okay, he didn't know me. This before I sort of got better known within the sort of internet marketing niche. And you know, that worked really, really well. And he's a very good friend, and always has been since that point forward. Okay, you know, they're just normal people. These people are nothing to be worried about, and if they're not, you dodged the bullet, because some people, they get lost in their own sort of ego once they start to get a little bit successful doing this sort of internet marketing product stuff. Those kind of people, avoid them anyway. You dodge the bullet if they don't give you some kind of positive response if you got something that really does fit in. Okay, if anybody ever sees anything from my products that you can enhance, by all means, bring it to me. Okay, and I will put it in an email, and you can start to build a list. Okay, so this is sort of leading into Project 66. So what I want to do, I'm going to give you access to the first couple of webinars, and let me just grab the link for the first one actually before I forget. And you're going to see this been happening real time. It's going to be over the shoulder stuff, so that you can get the benefit of seeing how things are done. You can see the thought process, and you can see money being made by week 2. Okay, and this is important for you to see. When I first started to do my first project, just before that, I was living in London at the time. I really didn't want to be there. I'm from UK, but I've been living away from UK for many years, and I really didn't want to be there. And I had before that a recruitment business, which was a 7-figure-a-year business. It was a significant business, and we didn't have a lot of staff, and so it was very, very profitable. At that time as well, I was getting to do a lot of traveling. Okay, we used to get jobs and do work permits and visas for people to go and work in the UK, for USA. We used to find skilled welders, for example, to go and work in shipyards in America, because they couldn't get enough people to work in those shipyards. So we would go to places like Philippines and Dubai and India. We would do skills testing with the American Welding Society, and I was traveling all the time, and I was making really good money as well, because we were charging those companies anything up to $2,000 per person. We were doing the processing of the visas and work permits, as well as doing recruitment, etc. When the economy went down in 2008, that business was wiped out overnight. So I was kind of forced to get into the internet marketing stuff, and I kind of went into doing services for local businesses, SEO services, marketing services, etc. That really wasn't for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like waiting about for other people to do stuff so that I could do my job. And around about the time I was decided to do my first product, which was a WordPress SEO blueprint, I was listening to an MP3 recording. It was a serious recording of a guy who was teaching somebody else. He was teaching Mark Lyford. What was the name? Brad Goss. He was teaching a guy called Mark Lyford how to do this kind of stuff. Basically, what I'm going to be doing with Project 66. And I listened to those recordings again and again and again, and everything just sort of clicked at that point, how you could go and do this. Okay, and I made it happen. That was a big, big impact on me, those little MP3 recordings. I used to walk my dog, and I would have the earphones on the iPhone, and you know, I was just listening to it again and again and again. I thought, man, that's so easy. I can do that. That's what I'm hoping you will get from this, okay? And you will go and make it happen, okay? And if you will just make the decision and make it happen and focus and do the things, you will make money, okay? So you can forget about the maybes and the doubts. I will show you how to do it, okay? It's real. It's not bullshit. It's actually really, really easy to do, okay? So you can see that by the week 2. Okay, so let's get back on track. And what I want to do right now is try and focus on what we will start to do from tomorrow, which you will see live. You will start to see the funnels coming together, the landing pages coming together. You will start to see maybe a product being mapped out quickly. You will see a product I've already created for this project as well. And you will see how we can go and list it in places that we get traffic. Okay, so by the time we do week 2, the week after, which is a week tomorrow, there will be money made. Okay, guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed. You cannot fail. There will be an email list. There will be money. Okay, and if I can do this, it's not just because I know what to do. It's because I'm taking action. Okay, just because I'm taking action. When you see what I'm doing, you can do the same thing too. Okay, there's no reason you cannot. You can stop buying the backlinking tools, stop buying the latest, greatest strategies. Go out and make money. That's why you got into internet marketing. Go out and make money and watch me build an audience. Watch me build a business from scratch. I won't even be using my own email list to promote the stuff that I'm doing there. I'm doing that deliberately so you can see in real time how we can do it without even using that existing list that's there. Okay, and you will see that by week 2. Okay, so it's really, really important. So anyway, let's get back in track. Now, anything that we do with stuff that we see that works or stuff that we know that works, we ideally want to put our own angle on things. That will come with both experience, with testing, and sometimes just knowing stuff. And one of the things I mentioned at the beginning was that I'm very, very good at creating strategies. It's really what I do, okay? And at the beginning of this document that's written like a blog post, I did say that I'm going to turn this basic strategy of tripwire funnels into something very fresh, very unique, and high value, okay? And basically anything you want to do, anything that you want to do to create something that's new, fresh, unique, etc., there's a very, very simple formula. Okay, really simple formula, and it's so simple that it astonishes me that a lot of people don't do it, especially when I see some of these JVZoo launches. There's 2 coming up this week that people have contacted me for, and I thought, no way, I'm not promoting that. You know why? There's not enough originality. There's not enough thought. They've created products just good enough for a launch that they can go and make the 6-figure launches. Okay, they will get enough affiliate support because they've got their professional copy sales pages, and they've got Todd Gross or somebody doing the sales videos. They've got all the hype, but the products are actually shit. Pardon my language, they're absolute shit, and I wouldn't promote them. But there's one thing we can do if we want to create new, fresh, unique content. There's a formula, and that is add more value. Okay, it's as simple as that. Add more value. It's not hard to do, okay? So we can take things like the tripwire funnel. We can create things like the thematic funnel, which I sort of designed last week, okay? And I've put it into a sort of formula where we're giving value at each step, and by the end of it, I've done so many things like building the trust, and I've got my email whitelisted, and I've got the authority building, and people are already familiar with me by the time they've spent an hour doing what I want them to do, doing what I want them to do, okay? And adding more value is all it took to be able to create that, okay? Very, very simple. Now, if we look at the tripwire funnels, how do we add more value? Well, basically, we can take the things that we know work. We can take the mini scraping. We can take the thematic funnel. We can take the original tripwire funnel, as people like Ben Adkins and people like Ryan Dice do, and we can basically create something that's fresh, that's exciting, that is new. Okay, not hard to do. One thing though, anytime you're building a list, especially in the internet marketing niche, you need one thing to be able to convert that list long term, and we are going to be building a long term business. Okay, that thing is engagement. It's hugely important. I do a lot of my engagement sometimes in the Skype group. I cannot stand Facebook. I've got Facebook groups with thousands of people in those groups. I've got other people managing from it. Just it's too much a time consuming place. Too many people hitting me up, will you promote my offers and stuff like that. I despise Facebook. I won't go in there, but I like it for traffic if I'm using for paid ads and retargeting, etc. But Skype is okay for me. So we're creating a Skype group for this as well, which everybody can join. We'll have a list building group. That's free for everyone. Okay, and so we want to be able to think long term. How do we create engagement? Okay, engagement's huge. I do it from webinars. I do it from Skype groups, and you know, a lot of the time I get to know my customers. Some of them I get to know very, very well, and some of them I can help, and some of them, you know, will, you know, just not take action, for example, and that's just the way of life, really. You know, maybe they were just not ready at the moment to go and take the action that they need to go and make the life-changing decisions that they need to make to take things further. There's a lot of people that will look for excuses. There's a lot of people who will say they're going to do stuff and they don't do it for whatever reason, procrastinating, not getting time. They're always making excuses. It happens time after time after time. It's unfortunate, but that's, you know, we've all been like that at some time in our lives, I think. Maybe they're just not ready. But that engagement, especially when you're doing it within a group, can get you some social proof from other people as well who are doing stuff and getting results. And that's kind of important as well. So you can build that community and you can have that engagement happening at the same time. Okay, that's really, really important. So what we can do with this to make this new and fresh, and I did this literally 10 minutes before we started this webinar. I think I might have even been 2 minutes late to start the webinar because I was just mapping out the sort of final stage here, to make to add value, to make sure that we can get the highest possible conversions. Okay, that's the thing that we really need to focus on. We can get traffic. How do we convert it? That's most important. The higher conversions, then you know you're doing something right. Lower conversions, you know you need to improve on something, figure it out, work out what it is. But there's an easy way we can avoid that, and that's adding more value. So we can take the basic strategies we know works, like thematic funnels, tripwire funnels, and mini scraping. You know, we've got proof for at least 2 of those. The thematic funnels we haven't kicked off until tomorrow, but it will work. Okay, and we can just add more value. So initially it was going to be 4 videos, and remember, this is a free offer. We're giving them 4 things. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 4 cheat sheets, whether it's a PDF cheat sheet, whether it's a Google Doc cheat sheet, it doesn't matter. You're just adding more value. Okay, we're going to have 4 mind maps. Okay, so they can see step by step what they need to do, and the mind maps to show them visually. Some people are visual, some people like to hear stuff, and some people like to see stuff. It's just the way we're made. Yeah. So if we can cover all of that, whether it's from video, whether it's from something visual like an image, or whether it's mind maps, just we can do it all. It's not hard to do. It's just taking an extra step, an extra few minutes to do that. We will put retargeting pixels everywhere we can, okay? We put it on landing pages, we'll put it on thank you pages, we will put it wherever we can, okay? And Facebook pages, etc., anywhere we can. And plus, we're going to have this list building Skype group, okay? So if you want to join that list building Skype group, I will give you the group to join right now if I can find it in here. See, somebody had sort of said hello in there the other day, but I didn't manage to do much in there. I've been keeping it really for the Project 66 stuff so that people can have that conversation, because I really want to have this social proof. So you can join that Skype group by coming in here. Okay, there we go. And anybody can join there. So that's the thematic funnel. So I'm just reading some questions there. Bridge, the new playlist traffic tool, it's really just it's been done specifically for Project 66. I needed a product to kick off with, and I needed something that was going to be not too far away removed from what I'm doing now, but in a way that was kind of leading me into other areas that I can use as well. So what we can do with those kind of tools, bridges, we can break them down into features, and we can put different license codes to unlock certain features. That gives me an opportunity that I can give something for free, just a basic feature, but it's got high perceived value because it's a tool, and then we can use that in one of these tripwire funnels as well. Okay, we can do that kind of stuff as well. So I gave myself that option, but we had to sort of stop on the Social Send Alpha for a couple of days after we got back, and we had the trip around the islands in Thailand. When my daughter came over, I took my coder with me, and we just really got back to work, and I needed to get that done, so we getting back into the Social Send Alpha stuff, packing the value back in there as well, with more stuff as well. It hasn't been sold yet. I might release it today because there's been quite a few people saying they want to get it. And I did a video last night about it, and I put the video link in a couple of groups. It's in the niche ripping group and in the alpha traffic group as well. And you can watch a video. I mean, it's incredible what you can do with other people's traffic, with other people's content, and it's really easy as well. So I will cover that later today. I'll send an email maybe about it, or we'll do a blog post, and so that I don't divert from this right now. So the tripwire upsells, now we need to, after we have created this sort of fresh approach with the thematic funnel, okay, we need to take the people into the tripwire funnel. We need to make money, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to give them the recordings of the Project 66, okay. We're going to do those first 2 webinars, and we can sell them, even if it's $7, even if it's $17, I don't really care. Once we get people to actually start spending money, once they start to use the PayPal or their credit card with Stripe or something, we know that we've got customers who are paying customers, okay? That we can work with, okay? That we can monetize, that can pay for some advertising, that can pay for time spent or tools built, whatever it might be, okay? So we can get into profit quite quickly, okay? At the same time, we're building that long-term business. Don't forget, the goal is going to be 0 to 5 figures within 12 weeks, but that doesn't stop there. We're building a long-term business. Brent, just got to say thanks for just being real. Yeah. You should, if you guys ever met me in person, you might be shocked that I'm like that. It's just the way I am. I'm just me, basically. That's just, I give too much away. A lot of people think I give too much away. Probably cost me a lot of money, so when we come through this course, you might want to stop and think, wow, that's too much to give away. I'm not giving that. That's just the way. Some people are built that way. It's just the way I am. Anyway, Brent, this is Jazz. I'm a gig. My better half is a farmer. Okay. He collects eggs, sells firewood and cedar to the sawmill. Brent can surf YouTube and he doesn't even do email. Okay, cool. Okay, so I think you're talking about the playlist creator. I'll send you the link to the video on that before we finish the webinar. I'll give everybody the link. And you will see the research I was doing, and it's actually very, very interesting. The amount of traffic some niches are getting. Some of this stuff right now happening with American politics, you could go and manipulate that traffic there very, very easily, because if you're looking on YouTube, for example, and you're watching the replays from MSNBC or Fox News, whatever side you're on, yeah, it's a very, very emotive subject right now, and the amount of traffic those videos are getting, it's just incredible. But there's very, very few content providers, and all they're doing is they must have Camtasia or something on a computer or on an Android box or something like that on the TV, where they're just recording from Fox News or from MSNBC or CNN or something. Then they put it up to YouTube, and they get a massive amount of traffic, absolutely massive. And that kind of thing always interests me. And it can be done everywhere. It can be done in every niche. I mean, there's music videos out there with 240 million views. Like I just found one yesterday that I was just, within a minute I was finding videos 240 million views. All kinds of stuff. It's all in that video. I'll give you a link before we finish. All right. So then we're going into tripwire funnels. As I said, what I'll do is I'll sell the Project 66 first 2 webinars. Okay, that would be a low cost, probably about $7, where I will have a sales page saying, look, we started from scratch, 0 to 5 figures a month. You can see the first 2 videos by the time, first 2 webinars. By the time we got to webinar 2, you will see me making money. Okay, why am I doing that? Because I know it can be done. And I did something very, very similar with my first product. The OTO for the WordPress SEO Blueprint was Fiverr SEO blueprint where I was using Fiverr gigs to go and rank stuff. And I did promise that on the sales page by week 2 we will be ranking on page 1, which we were, okay, for video. And it was very, very easy to do. And that really captures people's attention because you're promising that result. And when you deliver that result because you're so sure, you have that certainty that you can do it, then people will buy into the brand, they will buy into the idea, they will buy into, I can do that too. Whenever you're teaching somebody to do something, they will always have one thing in common, They have a subconsciously, they will have a question in the mind, and that question is, will this work for me? Every single time you see a sales page, you have that subconsciously in your mind. Every time you create a sales page, you should keep that in mind. That's what people will be thinking, okay? You need to deliver, okay? You can put some of those sales pages you see with the proof and stuff like that, half of them are not real, in my opinion. I sometimes look at them and think, no way. I know the strategy, I've done the strategy before, I didn't get those results, and I did it better than what you did with that tool that you've got, with my tools that are much better, and I didn't get those results. That's the problem with internet marketing, there's a deep distrust, and half of the products are basically crap that you see there. They're half done. So some things, sometimes I will see a product being launched, and I think, I've got that on one of my alpha tools, that was like an afterthought. Wouldn't it be cool if we added that as well as an extra, add more value? And you see this guy going and doing a 6-figure launch. And with these sales videos and his proof of rankings or making money, and I'm thinking, that's bullshit, man. That's not even real. But people buy into it, and so there's quite rightly a deep distrust. If you can break that distrust, if you can break that barrier, then you've got customers for life, okay? You will have customers for life. From time to time, things go wrong. Software tools will break down, the coder goes on, or off in a bad mood. It takes, weeks instead of days to get things fixed. That's life, it happens. But we bring it back and we fix what we can fix, no matter how long it takes, and we try and rebuild that trust again. But if you got that core of being honest and wanting to do well and wanting to help people and wanting to be real instead of with the hype sales pages stuff, you will cross that barrier. You will always have that hardcore once you start to do this stuff. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's an internet marketing niche, if you're into martial arts like Andrew does, whatever that niche is, you build that trust and you will have hardcore following for a lifetime. So we can build in that 12 weeks, absolutely guaranteed, from 0 to 5 figures a month, guaranteed, okay? And you will see it happening. Right, now, so the tripwire funnels, that's what we're going to do. So what I'll do as well is I'm going to put an extra sort of low-cost product in here. It's going to be either a forum traffic tool or a PDF opt-in tool. PDF opt-in tool where people, let's change it to viral PDF opt-in tool. So we can do it 2 ways. And this is kind of thing that just the idea just came to my head now. It's not a new idea, but we'll do a combination of it, where if people get a PDF, you can make them opt in to be able to access the PDF. So they'll click on the PDF icon. It will ask them for an opt-in. Okay, email, first name, and then they can access the content inside. We can even put videos in PDFs now. Okay, or we can do viral, where we force a social share instead of an opt-in. So we can have viral PDF opt-in tool. Now I did order one and I got something back that was so far away from what I wanted that I had to go and get somebody else to do it, and I did promise it on a bonus about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So apologies if you're waiting for that. I'm waiting for it as well. I was hoping that we'd have it for Project 66 starting, so it's kind of inconvenienced me as well, but we will get it done. Hopefully in the next sort of 4 or 5 days. I've got another guy that I can ask to get it done, but it's important to have little tools like that, because if you've got tools like this that resonates with the type of people that you're trying to attract, and don't forget, I'm trying to attract people who want to make money, they want to do list building, okay? Give them a list building tool, okay? Another one that we can do is forum traffic tool. I remember a while back a guy called Bill Guthrie did a forum tool. I read the sales page, and I don't know if I read that sales page differently from everybody else, but when I got that tool, it didn't do what I thought the sales page said. I don't actually think they build it anything deliberately. Sometimes I will look at things and I just get my own ideas. So I always kept that sales page for that reason. Okay, I'm not knocking Bill. It's just the way that I read it probably. I kept that sales page and I went digging for it the other day, And I went through it, and I could see exactly what I was thinking at the time. So I want to go and create that forum tool, and basically it can monitor and it can listen for conversations, keywords, phrases that you can join in, okay, with forums. And we can even watch and listen to WSO threads or Warrior Plus threads, etc. And we can take advantage of that in multiple ways. As an example, there was a guy who, I had a tool, I can't remember what it's called, I don't even know what it's called to go and find it again, but it used to pull in the stats for WSOs, okay? And there was a guy, he did text-to-speech video creator tool. This is back in about 2012 or 2013. It was about 4 or 5 years ago. And I noticed that he made about 25 plus sales. So I contacted him and I said, can I buy that from you for $500? And we agreed I would buy it for $500. I told him I was going to use it in the launch. When I used it in the launch, I was going to update it. And then I would give it back to him to sell. Okay. So for $500, I'd already made tool. I put in a little bit more tweaking to it. We put it as an OTO in a launch and we made thousands of dollars for it. Then I gave the guy the tool back, like an upgraded, better version of it. And that's the kind of, you just got to look for the opportunities. So he had a win-win situation because he got $500 and a better tool that he could go and market or sell to somebody else if he wanted to. And I got an extra OTO from my funnel, which made thousands of dollars, so I was okay. So we want to make a tool that can listen or that we can monitor forums with, okay? And that we can sell those kind of things for, you know, $17, $27, and we can even create some funnels that are 100% commissions just so that we can get affiliates, okay? There's multiple ways that we can do that. We'll see how it develops as we go, okay? Then the next upsell after that is going to be premium access to the full Project 66 course, which is going to be higher again, okay? I'm not even sure how much to charge for that. We'll see what the response is like in the first couple of webinars. So that's what we're going to do. That's the sort of mapped out. This is the preparation between last week and this week, and you're welcome to join us for those first 2 webinars, okay? If you decide to join us, great. I hope that you're going to learn something. I hope you're going to take action, because if you do, you will make money. If you come into this webinar and you're disappointed because you think, oh, this is not for Traffic Infinity, my apologies. I'm actually doing it from a place of trying to help you. We'll get back on track with the Traffic Infinity stuff from next week with the social growth case study, where I will pick up from the social accounts that I started to build for that case study, okay? But there's an opportunity there for a lot of people that you can really take advantage, and hopefully you will get inspired like I did when I listened to the Brad Goss MP3 files when he was teaching a guy called Mark Lyford. Mark had just come out of prison at that time, and now he's pretty well known. He took on board what Brad was teaching him. Brad showed them how easy it was. I'm hoping that I can have that same effect on some people so that you can go ahead and start to make money, okay? Simple stuff, nothing hard, nothing to be afraid of, and you can see me doing it real time. Right, let's see some comments. Yeah, Brand, you got clients that stuck with you since 2001. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If you're genuine, then it comes through, which is part of the reason I like to do webinars as well, because people can see it. Okay. You want to succeed at affiliate marketing, getting tired of dancing to clients. Yeah, I get that. I get that. It can be very, very profitable working with clients. I got screwed badly once. We had franchise company. I used to go after the big franchise companies, and part of the reason I did that is because I was going after them when I was doing recruitment, okay? So it wasn't like a light bulb moment I had one day when I started marketing like nobody else had. I was actually doing this stuff for recruitment, and we were getting a lot of inquiries because I actually learned how to do SEO before. Around about 2006, we were ranking for major keywords like work permits and visas for America, those kind of keywords. We had very, very high traffic website. Some months in AdSense we've been making about $4,000 a month. That shows you how busy it was as far as traffic. And that I taught myself SEO by listening to other people and you know, just listening to, watching people's videos and stuff and doing stuff. And when I sort of transferred from doing the work permit and visa stuff and recruitment stuff over to doing offline marketing, I just went directly to those franchise people that we were working with before, and we built something, I think it was about 52 or 54 websites for one company. They were a staffing agency, and we kind of had a verbal agreement with them, and there was some money involved as well, and they flew us over from Europe into St. Louis, and they put us up in a hotel, and we spent there 2 weeks, and by the end of that 2 weeks we had the framework to build those 54 sites. Some sites were going to be cloned using WP2N and just replace the city names and stuff like that, but we did the bulk of the work. The bulk of the work at that time was really getting them to get the marketing right, to get the message right, to be able to do really cool things that actually resulted in them generating almost $500,000 in revenue. And the one thing that really stands out is we got the CEO to sit down with one of his top sort of managers, and they did a Q&A, and we turned it into a webinar. Okay, we had the snowball mic, and we just put it in front of them, and we had a little camera thing that we used, and we turned it into a webinar. From that webinar, I know that they got minimum of 3 new clients. Now their franchises, I think they were selling them for about 125,000 each, 150, can't remember. So it was under 400,000, sorry, but significant money that they had made with just us helping him get that marketing message. But he didn't keep his promise on some things that he had agreed to. So we stopped working for him, and at that point I was just sick of it. I thought, no, I'm not doing this anymore, and that's why I started to do the training for products, and that's where I kind of ended up today. From there, everything is sort of an evolution, I guess. So I guess it didn't turn out too bad for me, but at the time I was not happy to say the least. All right, so okay, answer the pains in the market. Yeah, if you know what the pains are, the biggest pain in this market is people's belief systems. They just need to believe, they need to see it, and they can do that. All right, Yarden, now 5 a.m. in Israel, wide awake, so you must have made great value. Okay, thank you, Yarden. Right, okay, so hopefully you guys are going to join us in Project 66. Hopefully a lot of you are going to come into the list building group as well, where we will be discussing a lot of stuff about Project 66. I will change the name of that group into Project 66 once we get started tomorrow. And if you want to go and make money online and stop spinning your wheels, stop spending money on crappy products, because a lot of them really are. You will notice I don't send emails every day. You will notice some people that send multiple emails every day, and you can see the people who are just taking the piss out of you, and who, you know, when I promote something, it's good value. It's just something that I would buy for myself. Otherwise, I won't promote it, no matter the pressure I get, or that I should reciprocate because of the email from me. If the product doesn't appeal to me and I don't think it's good, I won't promote it. Whereas you get other people. Let's have a look, see if we can spot anybody. I'm not picking on anybody deliberately, but let's just have a look. I'll just open whatever Gmail is here and see if you can see any repeat names. And I didn't know what to expect, but I had a pretty good idea. And, you know, multiple emails. Wow. You think this guy can keep an email list? You think he's building value? Oh, buy this, it'll make you $1,000 in 4 hours. Like, oh, buy that one, it's going to make you $2,000. Oh, buy that one, you're going to get more traffic. Oh, fucking idiots, excuse my language. But this is what you're wasting money on. You've got to understand that, you know, at some point, and in many ways, it's better to stop digging for gold and start selling shovels. It's quite a well-known sort of phrase. I can't remember who said it originally, but you know, if you're selling the shovels and adding real value, then you know you will do well if you do it properly. Okay, but I just adding you enough in an email there, but you can see who the piss takers are. You know, they're making money every time they're sending money. Every time they send an email, they're making money. That's the purpose, and they will blast you. and blast you, as long as people are buying from their links. And they're so transparent, you can see it just by looking at that. It takes about 2 seconds. They don't have your best interest at heart, so keep it in mind. If you want to stop spinning your wheels, then come in and do the course with me. Put it into action, even what you can learn in the first 2 weeks, and you will do okay. I promise you will do okay. Right, okay, so I think we can probably wrap up. Let's see if there's any more questions. I'm not going to mention any names, Andrew, but there's another guy there that really stood out who is, for want of a better term, I will use the Scottish term, I will call him a fuckwit. Okay, it's a nice Scottish term, just greedy. Okay, I don't know, Bridge, how much we will sell Project 66 for. I want to make it high value, but I don't want to make it too expensive. People cannot come in. Okay, so I don't know. We'll see after week 2. We'll see after week 2. I will, if I'm going to put the price at 197, then I will break it down that people can actually pay by a webinar or something. I'll make it really affordable. Don't worry. I don't want to start asking or thinking about money until I've proven that we can do this and make money. That's why the first 2 webinars are free. Okay. So the link for Wednesday webinar. Okay, I've got it down here at 7 a.m., but actually it's going to be at 7 p.m. So it's going to be 9 p.m. I forgot I had another webinar to do, which is a webinar, hosting a webinar for Patrick and Gary for a content tool that they've got, and that's going to be Wednesday. Is it tomorrow or Wednesday? Oh, it's Wednesday. So we got 2 days before we start. That's good. It gives me an extra day of preparation so I can do those videos. All right. Anybody else got any questions? I live in Thailand, Brent. I'm from UK, from Scotland originally, but I did a lot of traveling since I was 17. I'm now 52. Right, okay. Right, okay, I hope you got some value from this, guys. I will turn this into a blog post. Please read the blog post, read the text. It's got some good information in there, and the webinar replay I'll put it at the top of the blog post. Because I've done it in this format, I can get this into the blog really quickly, like within 2 or 3 hours. So by morning your time, I'll be able to do that. I'm just going to teach Tanya, who's our new virtual assistant, helping Stephanie. I'll teach her how to use Thrive Content Builder so we can make really nice looking blog posts that it's easy for you to read. It's a nice, easy format. Okay. Hopefully then we will definitely have it in the next few hours. Okay. So thanks for your time, and I'm going to see you on that webinar on Wednesday morning, Wednesday night your time, and we can go and do something really cool and watch something real being built in real time, and you can do it in any niche. All right. Thanks. Pamphil, yeah, there should be. If you look in the Traffic Infinity app, the web app, there's a tab in the sidebar that says webinars. Okay, and you click on that. If it's not there, then just connect with us. Connect with us, and we will, via the Skype group, or just write into support. If you're not in the Skype group, we will get it to you. Okay. Thanks. I'll see you later.